Joel, do you know what I'm most excited about with this podcast?
Jake, what are you most excited about?
I am most excited about actually going through the Bible systematically, era by era, just explaining the stories. And I'm going to tell you why. People think that the Bible is like a collection of short stories that are completely disconnected from each other. But, and as you know, the more you read the Bible, the more you realize it is so interconnected. There are references upon references upon references. It is impossible to really understand any single story of the Bible without understanding the rest of the Bible. They're so dependent on each other, and I found the perfect image to illustrate exactly what's going on. So the image in front of you now, if you're watching, if you're listening, just use your imagination. But we have all the books of the Bible lined up at the bottom, and you have all the chapters making these little bars dropping, and all of those that rainbow colored lines going across. Every single one of those represents a direct reference of one piece of scripture to another. And as you can see, every single book of the Bible references and draws upon understanding of every other book of the Bible. There are so many lines, it is impossible to find any part of Scripture that you can easily understand without it.
That is the coolest image ever. I mean, really, because you cannot, there are so many cross-references. The Bible is defining itself, speaking about itself, making claims based on other passages over and over and over so many times that just looks like one image. Yet it is made up of all of the different references. It's amazing how that happens because the Bible is one story.
And, I think one of the coolest things about it is when someone's reading a story from the Bible and they have questions about what it means, what's going on, usually they'll pull out a commentary, some reference book. They might Google some things trying to understand the story. And the thing is, the people that wrote those commentaries to explain what's happening, they wrote those commentaries based on their knowledge of the rest of Scripture. If it's a good commentary. And the reason why is because when we read a story from the Bible, our first reaction shouldn't be, what do I think this means? It should be, what does the rest of the Bible say? Like, what does it say that this story means? And so we're going to walk through the creation era and just pick out a few stories and a few things and show how our understanding of Scripture is framed by other Scripture. And as we just go through the weeks and just do different eras, different parts of the podcast, we're just building this framework, this understanding of what we often call the meta-narrative of Scripture. And that's really what we're trying to do today. And I'm so excited about it.
Well, that is a really, really exciting and fun thing to get into. Let's dive right into the creation era. So if you are new to CBT, if you've never read through the Bible chronologically, or if you are a CBTer and you have read through the Bible chronologically already once and you're reading through it again, these connections are shown here on this visual. Those connections are something that you will naturally pick up as you read through the chronological Bible. That's actually the power of the 14-era framework, is that when you put the Bible, which is one story, into a framework, it gives you pegs to spend the rest of your life putting flesh on, or a skeleton that you can put flesh on for the rest of your life.